Okay, so this, in my opinion, is the fastest way to go from $0 to financially free in the clearest guide, the clearest step-by-step format that I can give you. This is exactly what built my net worth to, a little over 950K at this point. This is exactly what got me to my quote-unquote financial freedom number. Not really, but kind of. That number wants to be a little bit higher, but point is, it got me out of the rat race. It got me out of survival mode. I'm in a point now where we're just investing and coasting for the future, and I think it's very important for everyone to, if there's one video to come back to or to save or whatnot or to share with others, it's this one. I'm going to try to make this as best and clear as I possibly can in a guide format, and I just think it's going to help a lot of people. So let's literally just get right into it. Step one is some type of income, okay? And this obviously is going to come most likely in the form of a job. This is very, very important. You need cash flow coming in at the beginning of that month through that door, no matter what, or end of month, whatever, bi-weekly, weekly, doesn't matter. You need money, okay? And trust me, I didn't want to hear this as a kid. From ages like 16, 17 to 19, this is what caused a lot of my father and I's issues. We were just neck and neck all the time saying, I'm too good for a job. Like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be an entrepreneur. And he would support me, but then there would be other times where it's like, dude, you need to get an effing job, okay? You need cash flow. Like, I'm afraid you're going to be a bum. He saw my ambition, but it didn't matter, dude, okay? There was no money coming in. And, you have to respect that. You probably have, maybe your parents are like that. You have friends that are like that. I get it. You feel weird not having a job. I was always trying entrepreneurial stuff, but none of it, worked, dude. And the next steps are super important. You need cash to even cover any of these next steps, okay? This is financial freedom for a reason. You need cash flow coming in. Obviously, if you've got something crushing it on the side or whatnot, that's totally, totally different. Or if you just, right into business and you're somehow crushing it, by all means, keep crushing with that. But, a 9 to 5 is the easiest thing. And what I would say, my advice here, try to find something with agnostic skills, transferable skills that you can take and apply to another higher position or through the company. If you work at a startup, try to find something with crazy growth potential. If you have to, just absolutely must work at a warehouse or McDonald's or some type of fast food restaurant, I get that. Do that still. You absolutely must. But just try to find something with a little bit more long-term potential, because it's going to take you much further than having to worry about where that next check is coming from. And if you hate your life working at fast food, then obviously don't do it, right? But at minimum, you need cash coming through that door, period, okay? It's going to set up everything for the next few steps. Step 2, pay off any and all debt you have, okay? Bad debt, I'm saying. If you're listening to this, I've had a couple comments about this. If you've got a mortgage and you're just trying to find other investments, that I would consider good debt, dependent on interest rate, of course. But be careful, obviously. If you've got a mortgage, this doesn't apply to you. That's solid. That's totally fine. But if you've got, a credit card with 20% interest rate compounding monthly, it's like, dude, you got to pay that off ASAP. I absolutely can't stand car loans. I can't stand these high interest credits, or God forbid, a payday loan or a cash for day loan or whatever those things are called. I've seen people get burned and just absolutely soaked in those things, and not in a good way. It ruined their life. Okay, you need to get your ass out of debt. It is so, so important. It is key to any of this. I don't care if you're making 10% on the S&P. If you're getting 20%, you're never going to be able to outrun that, and you're still net negative 10. Right? You need to get out of debt, okay? Mentally too. This is a big mental thing for me. When I pay off my credit card, it feels good to see those numbers cleared, to be in the green or in the black, and just be like, oh, this is great. Like, I feel better now. That weight, even if it's $10, I don't care. Just lift it off. Get rid of it. If you need to be strategic, clear the ones with the highest interest. Okay. If you've got like student loans or something and that's like heavily leveraged out, like, okay, I guess I can kind of let that one slide, but be careful with the high interest ones. Those ones can sneak up on you badly, and it will just totally dismantle saving and investing and all this stuff if you're just not paying off the root cause, right? So cut that out as soon as you can. Before I get into step 3, I want to hear your why. What is your why to financial freedom? What is your specific number, right? Don't be afraid to be ambitious. I seriously want to hear. I don't care if it's $100 million. I don't care if it's $1 million. It doesn't matter. I want to hear your financial freedom numbers and what financial freedom actually means to you. I think it's an interesting topic. And for me, it's, maybe I could get into this at some point, but It's a 5 to 10 mil invested at a very conservative rate, my family taken care of, and just being able to do whatever the hell I want. That to me is financial freedom. I know everyone else may think otherwise or may have completely different goals, but that's why I want to hear it. So comment below. Step 3, build an emergency fund. This is where things start to get moving, right? This allows you to get out of what I call survival mode. Survival mode is like, God, I got bills coming in, but I don't have enough cash flow to cover it. Even if things go sideways for a few months, I might be screwed. This is why an emergency fund is so key. Shoot for 3 to 6 months, okay? Try to get 3 to 6 months of bare bones living expenses covered liquid. This could be just stuck in a high interest account. This could be, just in your checking. Try to put it in a high interest though, so you're at least getting some money. But at minimum, keep this saved. Keep this liquid because you don't want to, the worst thing that can happen is when you're like, you, God forbid, get, laid off or something, or you want to take a break for a month or two, but you've got these expenses creeping right up behind you, right? You want to be careful. And this also allows you to take so much more risk. For my people in their late teens, early 20s, this is huge, right? And this relieves so much mental pressure, even if it's subconscious. I know for a fact it did for me. When I kept my expenses so damn low, but you're able to earn 20, 30, 40 grand a month, it's like the further that spread, I just smile. I sit there and smile because it's like, there's no way of failure. If I just continue stacking my cash and I keep my burn low, there's no way I'm going to fail, right? You don't walk out of that situation positively. There's no way you don't walk out of that situation positively. So just do it. Build an emergency fund. You're gonna thank yourself later, especially when things go sideways. And don't do what my buddies did. My friends would put the emergency fund, quote unquote, at stocks, which in theory was great. But then when they needed money, what did they do? They took that money out, completely disrupted compounding, completely disrupted what this entire thing was about, and then they screwed themselves, right? So be careful. Step 4. Invest every possible dollar that you can after your bills, okay? And I don't care, not what you're comfortable with, but what you can. Screw comfort. Because if you do all of what I just said, all of the above, you're safe by default. Your bills are covered, you're building the emergency fund, you've got income. So comfort is just your body trying to be fearful when now is not the time to do so. Again, especially for my guys in their late teens, early 20s. Invest first, spend second. 99% of people will do that opposite. I think that's retarded, okay? Any leftover, you can go buy the dumb stuff that you want. I don't care, okay? Go do whatever you want. But you got to be careful with the first part here. You have to be super, super careful. So again, this is not financial advice, but what I did and will continue to do even after I hit my 8-figure goal is the very boring S&P 500 Vanguard index funds, tickers VOO, VFE, etc. that gains a hopeful, 8 to 10% a year compounded annually. It's so dead simple, but it gets so addicting, guys, right? Seeing those numbers continue to rise on that screen and just being like, so excited. And it's like, I always make this joke. I would rather go homeless than ever disrupt compounding, than ever touch that money. This is where people really mess up, right? They disrupt the beautiful thing of this world that is compounding. Okay. So again, I know so many people that just invested for 1 to 2 years, made great returns, and then said, well, this was nice, sold everything to buy some dumb stuff or a meme coin or something. And now they have literally nothing to show for it. Don't do that. Act as if this money isn't even yours yet. Okay, that's my tip on investing. Don't even look at it. I still look at it all the time. It's good to know what you're investing in, but don't ever sell it. Just don't. Don't even act as if it's yours. Okay. Step 5, this is where it gets exciting. This is where it gets juicy. Find ways to increase your income. This is where things started moving for me. In most cases, this starts with a side hustle, which is solid and in my opinion, the best way. Freelancing, selling stuff, I don't care. Do whatever you have to do because this slowly just starts to really open up your mind on ways to make more money and you're not conditioned to this 9 to 5, right? And better yet, this side hustle stuff, this could catch up to your 9 to 5 salary or your income, right? Bear with me because I know I've talked about this before, but when my first freelance payments started to come through, it absolutely boggled my mind, but it slowly started to unwire the conditioning in my head that I had to stick to this 9 to 5. That's not true. It's just not true. You don't need to do that. I remember one customer covered my food and groceries for that month, which was insane. And then another customer covered my utility bills and car insurance. I'm like, this is really cool. And then a big one came through and covered my entire rent. And then before I knew it, I was banking, call it like saving another like net after expenses, everything, 5 to 6 grand a month, which was absolutely insane for a guy that was earning 3K a month net at the time, right? With my salary. I was like, dude, this is crazy. And you never know how long it's going to last. You obviously want to keep this thing going for as long as possible. That's for a different video. But like, this is where things get exciting because you got your 9 to 5, your expenses covered, your investments rolling, and now you've got this secondary income, right? That you hopefully can take it full time. Just think about that. Pause the video if you need to, rewind it, I don't care. This is where, for me, it got really exciting. Step 6, the most important part that built majority of my wealth, is you need a high cash flow business. Service business if you can. You need something that you can own 100% of, be extremely profitable, ideally online so you've got some location freedom and some type of just freedom that you don't have to be bound to one location. I don't like one location businesses. I like being able to pack up, have everything literally from my payment processors or my banks all on my laptop and my phone. Okay, so this could be a web design agency. This could be a software development company. This could be a paid ads agency. This could be a call center company. I don't care. Start what you have to do. Work for free to get your first few case studies. Market and leverage those case studies to get future customers through paid ads and cold email, and you will never fail. Okay, you will never go broke if you know how to sell. I know I've talked about that. I'm not going to beat that horse today, but there's big money in learning how to sell stuff. Okay, listen, if you like, I know I'm kind of speaking out just a whole bunch of stuff here, but if you do this in your 20s, you will never have to worry about money again going into your early and mid 30s. It is like seemingly impossible to fail. It just is. It's like when you boil things down, it's so simple. Don't get fancy, live like you're broke, keep your head down, stack and invest your cash as much as you possibly can. And one day you're literally just going to come up for air and not even realize where the hell you are. That, at least for me, that moment is ultimate freedom. That moment is when you've made it. That will probably be a more exciting moment than when I hit 10 mil or 50 mil or 25 mil. My goal is like 25, 50 mil. That's probably going to be the more exciting part. It's just seeing that you can be self-sufficient. And then when you do it for years and years over again, it's a feeling that I hope everyone can achieve and everyone can feel at some point in their life. And it almost frees your mind, and you could take care of your family. You could live an extremely good life when you earn more. You're able to save more and invest more. Guys, like, I'm all for frugality, but even I've learned over the years, it's like you can pinch your 2 pennies together hoping it turns into $1, but you need higher cash flow, okay? You need higher income. That is the only way you're going to get ahead. And I say this too, there's only so many Netflix subscriptions you can cut. There's only so many meals you can't go out to eat because you're saving money. It's like, screw that. That's a good discipline in the beginning, but come on. I don't want to be stressing about a $200 dinner bill or, some car maintenance that I need done or whatever, right? I know I'm kind of speaking on a whole bunch of stuff now, but anyways, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Seriously, comment below. Again, I want to hear your financial goals. I want to hear what your ambitions and motivations are. As always, if you've made it this far, I want to see you win. Thank you for listening.